Black women are the pinnacle of high energy and passion. Oh, can you match that passion? I can. Hey, Merry Christmas. Welcome to my channel. Hi, this is Real Reactions and Real Reviews by Shar. Welcome to my channel. This is episode number 4 review of The Later Daters Netflix series that executive produced, I can't say that word, by Michelle Obama. And I'm doing number 4, which is called It's a Vibe, Baby. It is a vibe. Welcome to my channel. Hey. I am Shar. I got on my MUMU. It's a MUMU review. And I got a little Christmas scarf on, to commemorate the holiday. Hopefully you're having a good day so far. Don't forget, while you're here, to like, subscribe, and share. It's right here. Please do that while you're here because we have a good time. We talk about being a later dater. I'm in my 50s, early 50s. I don't date because I have a boyfriend, but I'm not gonna say it was hard for me to find somebody because I'm pretty carefree when it comes to dating. But anyway, enough about me. Let's get to the show. So don't forget, I got my handy dandy notebook right here to talk. And again, I break these down according to people. I might pick up some stuff because they threw an extra little scene in there that I wasn't expecting. So I was like, okay, I might like drop that in another part just to throw it in there as an extra. So anyway, we start with, let me go to the top of my screen, with Anise and Bill. Now, Anise and Bill, they have a deep conversation about interracial dating. Remember in the last episode, she was like, oh, so what do you feel about dating black women? And he was like, I do it all the time. She's like, really? I'm leaning in for this. So they talk, and she's has some challenges that she's facing. But anyway, Anise is still very, very intrigued that Bill dates black women. He says that's all he's dated. He's never dated anybody else. He has biracial children, and that's when he says that black women are the pinnacle of high energy and passion. And she's like, oh, really? Can you challenge that passion? Or can you match that passion? I mean, he says, I can. With confidence, he has that British accent. I can. I don't know how to do it, but you know what I mean. So he says, what about you? So she's only dated black men. She talks about this real cute little story of when she was little, about 15, and she had a crush on a white dude. The white boy asked her out, and she was like, we're not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to cross that path with you. That's not how we do it. I think she's from the South. So, back then, it probably was frowned upon back then. So Bill tells us, again, when I say he's telling us, he's looking in the camera. So he tells us that since Anise has never really dated interracially, that's a red flag for him. And I'm like, uh-oh, girl, you in danger. I mean, they seem like they had like good chemistry, but then there were areas that didn't seem like it was that deep or connected. So I don't know what happened. So black women are open. She was talking. What happened? So she tells us that black women are always, no, she told him black women are pretty open. Like we accept accents. We like the fact that he approaches women, because she asked him, do you have any problems approaching women in Atlanta? Because Atlanta, is very plentiful. And he was like, no, I had no problem at all. I go right straight to him and tell him what I want, how I want. And she was like, cool, because that's what we like. So she said he's a great guy. But Bill said there's an attraction there, but there was no spark. And he was like, that was a nope. So, Anise talks to her daughter about Bill. And she admits that she can't see it moving forward with him because of the fact that he's been in the lifestyle for such a long time. And the daughter's like, Mom, what you talking about lifestyle? It's like he dates black women, and I haven't dated white men. So this late in my age, I pretty much know what I'm attracted to. I'm not too comfortable in trying things outside of the box. He's done it his whole life, and that's the missing piece to that puzzle. So the daughter's like, Mama, I just don't understand. I mean, he's a man, right? And don't he have a penis? that daughter, she reads her mama, honey. They're like more friends than mother-daughter. We'll find out more about that later, because the daughter has always seen her mother strong. But anyway, like, he has a penis. She's like, yes, honey. Yes, he has yeah. But he knows what he wants. He doesn't want to date black women. I mean, he doesn't want to date white women, just like how I know I don't want to date white men. So Logan comes up, she's the counselor, not the matchmaker. She's the coach. So she shows up, and Anissa, is it Anise tells her that they did have a lot in common, that he likes black women. And she says, I like black women too. And the daughter was like, that's not funny, mama. So she didn't allow herself to be strong. And it's something that she tries to work on, because she wanted to try to hold back her strength with him, because she had to always appear strong for her children. Because again, the man that she was going to marry, and she married him, she had the baby, they had this long life plan, and all of a sudden it stopped. So she had to be this pinnacle of strength for her kids. And so that's what the daughter was like. I've always seen mama strong. She never shown a weakness for her. She was like, I really admire her honors, like everything that she's done. I admire that. And then Anise is like, man, I've never heard her say that. So she started crying at the table. So she has to really remember that cultural differences are okay, even if it doesn't lead to romance. So they might wind up being friends, just to have somebody in your back pocket, just in case you want to trip out and talk to, because he seemed to be cool as hell. So now we get to Mr. Nate, honey. Mr. Mr. High Level Nate. And he goes out with his beautiful sister named Lisa. Lisa is gorgeous. She's 56, divorced, single for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and she's let me say this word, esthetician. So, yeah. So, she has the body that Nate looks for. Like in episode 1, he said he likes a woman with hips and curves and stuff, and she has it. She definitely has it. She's the type of person, if you know, you know. If they're standing up and you can see it from the front, you already know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they hug each other. He gives her pink flowers. He's literally foaming at the mouth at how gorgeous this woman is. They seem to have a lot in common because they like to both look good. Because she had on this black blazer. No, it's white blazer, black bralette that has the lines. So it kind of, makes your boobies look good. She had on some black pants. But I think the jacket was like cut out low or rose high, because in the end, you could see the curve of her back. So, yeah. So she was married for almost 33 years. She looks great because she has a 34-year-old daughter and a 31-year-old son. She looks great. So Lisa asked Nate if his kids live with him. He was like, no. He went through this story about one of his kids is actively in the Navy. The military. I can't remember what branch. And I don't know if that's that same child or a different child. And the child lost their scholarship. They couldn't go to school. They wanted to move back home. Well, I'm thinking it's Jackie and him, or either or. And they was like, no, you need to get your own place. So she interrupted him. Lisa was like, well, both my kids live with me. He was like, oh. She was like, yeah, both of mine live with me, boo. And he kept saying, wow. 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 I was like, damn, Nate, is that a problem? So she says, she's a real softie when it comes to her kids. And he tells us, that initially that was a red flag for him because of the fact that the kids live with her. But she has a plan. She just wants them to be more independent. She don't want them to stay with her forever, Nate. She just saying that she just want them to stay there right now. She don't want her babies out there on the street. So he says, okay, that's a little red for me. But he said when she started to explaining that, and he said it started to turn more yellow. The red flag turned yellow. So I thought that was cool. So let's see what my notes say. And then she asked him what he did for a living. So he actually went, told us the 53rd time about that story about him being in the military, jumping out the plane. Again, I'm not saying that I'm not empathetic to his injuries, but we've heard it. However, on this particular episode, he went more deeper about how the guys who he used to be over, how they have ranked higher than him since his injury, because he had to go to desk duty, pretty much administrative duty. And so he couldn't rise in the ranks like he wanted to. So he said, sometimes that kind of hurts his heart. So he did take Logan's advice to be more vulnerable and be more, be more laid back. So that person can know more about you. So I thought that was cool. So we talked about the him jumping out the plane. We already know that story, him being vulnerable. So this time, when he smiles, she notices them dimples. Them dimples that got Jackie pregnant. And he talking about, everybody keeps talking about I have dimples. He said, I don't know what a dimple is. Nate, you know what a dimple is, honey. Stop it. Anyway, they seem to, know one another better. And she said that she brought her phone so she can do selfies. Do you mind? He was like, really? normally he's the one who asked to do the selfie, but she did. And they look really great together. So they both agree that the date ended a lot sooner than what they had planned. And she would like to see more of him. Now, she's gone. He holds her about at the small of her back. I think he's trying to feel her curves and stuff. So, yeah, Nate, you ain't slick. I saw what you did. So, he lets her go, and so he gets on the phone with Logan. Oh, how was the date? Now, I'm not going to lie. I paused it because I was like, I know Nate is going to give me some bullshit. I know he is. I didn't even want to push play, but I had to because I had to finish the show. So I pushed play, and I kind of can respect why he said what he said. He said that he wants to really, really finish this thing through. Whatever women that are in line to date him, he wants to date them all. He really does. Because he doesn't want to give anyone a false hope that they're the one, and then 2 or 3 days later or on the next date with somebody else, he feels that he's a more deeper attraction and connection with that person. So he's just choosing not to say anything at all right now. And so Logan was like, I respect that. She said, at one point I respected him saying that. But the other side is like, I wish that he would just strike while the iron is hot, because you might be missing out on something, So I respect him. I'm going to let you get away with this one because Jackie is the only one that keeps being sitting there right beside you, talking about first kisses and all this other shit. Jackie's show ain't going nowhere. Okay, so anyway, we get to Lori and Ty. And, damn, that was a long one. Oh, no, Lori and Ty. Lori and Ty have an engaging, enlightenment conversation, filling it with curiosity and intrigue. So, Ty, he's 59, divorced, 7 years single, has 3 kids, and he's an investor and entrepreneur. Now, remember, Miss Lori, she's the Auntie Lori that's in Atlanta. She's very well known, so she's getting ready for her date. Her daughter is helping her take pictures so she can have a more softer look. And she had a cute little green, short mini dress on, high heels. She had to have her daughter come and help her with her shoes because, girl, I have to contort my body to just to lift my feet up out. But I can, though. Don't pay attention to the slippers. Anyway, but yeah, so she went to the restaurant. I believe that I went there when I went to go see Usher a couple months ago. I think I went to that restaurant in Atlanta. But anyway, they talk. He's sipping wine. Lori shows up, and he was like, "Oh, you're Lori?" Like, "Yes, I'm me," because she came to the table. He's like, "Oh, I guess I should have stood up." And the first thing he said, "I see that your nails and your toes are done." So she was like, "Yeah, they're done." He was like, "Okay." So Lori tells us that he needs some things that on him that needs to be upgraded, like that damn white t-shirt. He had a jacket, a button up top, and you can see the white tee right here. He old, he's 50, 59. So yeah, that's how men that age do. They ain't no Silver Fox crew, but he'll do. So that's the first thing she noticed. But she said, "I've seen your ass before." I don't know. I never forget her face. "Oh, really? You've seen me before?" Yes. I've seen your ass before. I know I have. So they have a little small talk. Lori says that eventually she did say, I noticed that you, you said that you live here and you have your own business, but how do you handle dating? He was like, "Well, I'll be busy. I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't have time." She said, "Well, what do you do when you want to date and what you got to do about the business?" He said, "Well, I try to make myself focus on that person. And as long as the business is doing well, I'll be okay." She's like, "Okay." So, she says that, "Okay, I also noticed that you noticed my toes." And he was like, "Look, honey, I'm definitely a foot guy. Let a woman get her toes right, or if she don't have it, I got you. I'm going to send you where you need to go, boo. I'm going to pay for it. I'll do whatever mani-pedis. I'm that type of guy. Get up some sandals." And I was like, "Lori, get that money." Lori's like, "I don't need no." "Lori, get that foot guy money, honey, because he seemed to be all over your toes." Anyway, he said he wants to get married again, but she throws a whole lot of damn questions at him. I don't know why she did that. She was just throwing them. And she asked him why was he looking. So he's taking in the questions because she was just throwing it at him. So he was like taking it in. So she was sitting on this side, so he was looking away from her. And she was like, "What?" I thought he was looking at the camera. She's like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" He was like, oh, nothing. She was like, because I'm asking you questions and you're looking the other way. He said, no, I'm listening to you. I'm trying to listen because there's a lot going on in my head. And and she was like, well, that's throwing me off because I don't know if you're engaging with me or not. He said, oh yeah, I'm engaging with you. I'm listening. And I'm like, Lori, see, that's your problem. You like to control people. You can't do this. You just met this man and you already want to control him and you want to tell him how he's thinking, if he's not paying attention to you or not. Because he said, well, do you want me to be like this? She's like, no, but I just want to know that you're listening. He's like, I'm listening. Got to be careful because everybody don't have to be in your face to let you know they're listening. They're just taking it in and probably trying to just let it wind in their head so it can come out the right way. And she was throwing a lot of questions at him. So he tells us, then he said, do you see how she was picking me apart? Do you see that? Oh man, that was stimulating to me, man. He said, I like that shit. He was like, he liked the fact that she was tearing him apart. He loved that. He said, I like that. And he says, he says, she asked him what part of a person, what part of yourself that you would like to change, that you're glad that you're not part of that, have that personality anymore. And he was like saying greedy. I think that's what he said. If I'm wrong, please put it down below because I think I like zoned out. I went to go fix me something to eat or something. And he said he used to be greedy and he used to be a narcissist and he had to really, really work hard on that because at some point he started to get on his own nerves and he didn't like that. So he had to work on it. So he automatically asks her on the second date. And so Lori said, okay, I mean, I'm open to a second date. We'll see. He said, what about bird watching? And she was like, He's like palliated woodpecker. I hope I said it. Pallidated woodpecker. She said, that's not my idea of a second date. He said, what about a nature walk? She said, okay, I'll do that. So he says, give me your number. So he hands her his phone. So she puts her number in. And then she said, oh, she said, I already got your number in my phone. He was like, really? He's like, yes, I got your number in my phone. And it has Ty, it has his full damn name. I'm like, okay. But it has POF. Y'all know what POF is. Plenty of fish. She already had his number in her phone from Plenty of Fish. And he says, he said, well, the hair does look familiar because, she's a silver fox too. And so she said, we were talking good. And all of a sudden your ass blocked me. You ghosted me. What happened? He's like, I ghosted you. But remember, he said he was a businessman. So you got to remember that, Laura. You got to listen. Just like you want him to listen, you got to listen to him. He said he was a businessman. And probably one particular time, you probably was busy and you didn't have time. So he didn't have time too. Don't get a man a break. Please give him a break. This lady says, Auntie says, yes, you ghosted me. Remember May 8th, 2017. And she wants to know why they stopped talking. I'm like, Auntie, it's 2017. I don't know when y'all recorded. Y'all either recorded it last year, 2023, or this year, 2024. That man can't probably even remember what he did yesterday, let alone over 10 years ago. I thought that was so unfair for her to make him tell her what happened. But I'm hoping that she was kidding with him. But she said she liked him. She wanted to see him again. And so she said, I don't think I want to I have anything intimate with him or anything like that. She said, but he cool. He has a vibe, I'm cool with it, So, next we talked to Pam. Let me go on the dates. Wasn't it? It was somebody else that I wanted to talk about that. Oh, okay. Pam talks with Logan about her second date with Paul. And she said that she was more comfy with him instead of filling in the space, like in the silence, because she said when there's silence, it's too silent. She got to talk about nonsense. She talked about a lot of bull. And she said with him, it was a lot of fun. She said it was nice. He was a traveler. They both have been to the same places, because she was a traveler too. She was a flight attendant. And she seemed to be really, 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 really excited about the potential with Paul. Logan tells us that Pam seems to want things to end to avoid getting hurt. And Pam does really confirm that. She's like, look, I'm going to cut you off before you cut me off. because I ain't trying to be hurt again. So I'm like, damn, what type of hurt did Pam have? I mean, I know she lost her, her husband's, but yeah. So she does have a hesitation. Zoe tells us also that her grandmother has a huge hesitation when it comes to Paul, because they were texting, and then all of a sudden he said he had plans. He had to be out of town somewhere. And so it kind of made her feel a little, a little bit shy about that and a little off-putting about it. So anyway, she asked Zoe to text him for her. She gave Zoe her phone. And so she texted him for her. Sent a really cute, text. And then she said, well, do you think he's on TikTok? Let's look him up. So they found him on TikTok. Remember, he likes to sing and does karaoke or something like that, the clubs. And child, Paul has some type of damn song about an empty bar and something like that. So Pam's like, I'll see him again. Just tell him don't sing. And so I thought that was cute. Poor Pam. I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for her. Well, anyway, we go to Miss Suzanne, honey. The Georgia Bulldog, queen. Avery comes over to the house, and she was like, okay, since we got this date, I want you to go to the football game. So they went to the Georgia Bulldogs football game. So they talked in the car. They have a lot in common. Avery does not like to golf. Remember, Suzanne doesn't like Avery. She said, you're spending hours hitting a ball. That don't make no sense to me. So they get there, and the cooler is full of beer, wine, everything alcoholic you can think of. Everything is liquor, beer, alcohol, everything. So he was like, darling, where's the Diet Coke? So then he says, hi, hey, sweetie. And she's like, what? She said, I don't like that when somebody calls me that. And she was like, what's my name? He was like, what do you want me to call you then? But Babylicious? Babetition? He just throwing all this little cheeky names around. And he made her laugh, but she was like, you don't know my name. He said, of course I know your name. You're Suzanne. She's like, oh, I just wasn't too sure. So she likes him. She thinks he's charming. They have great chemistry. Earlier, Suzanne put like a Georgia Bulldog sticker on his face. And he said, if my family ever saw me like that, because remember, he's from Alabama. If they ever saw that sticker on my face, I'm dead. I'm gone. I'm a goner. So he said that he had a lot of fun with her. He wanted to see her again. So they finally get back to the house. And so he was taking the cooler, and he was like, where do you want me to put it? She said, just leave it in the garage, because we probably take it out on the boat tomorrow. I wish I had a boat. We're going to take it to the boat tomorrow. So he comes in the house. No. Let me rewind that. He says he's very passionate. He's very attracted to her. He don't want anything else. He only wants her. And then this is in the car as they were driving to Suzanne's house. Then he says this, because I'm so passionate about you, and I only love you, and I only want, not love you, but I only want you. I don't want nobody else. He says, I will never, ever, ever have a threesome with nobody else. He said, now you can, but I would never do it. Don't know where that came from, but I'm going to tell you what I think he is. But as a side note, Paul, threesomes, all it takes is one. Mind your business. Anyway, he said, I think he said that because he was very fond of her, and he found everything that he wanted in her. He said that if he ever found himself with another chick, he'd probably be jealous. Y'all don't want to share you with nobody, not a chick, not a man, not anybody. And to me, that was a red flag to me. I don't know if it was the liquor talking or if he was really being honest. So he brought in the cooler from the house. They finally get there. Now we're back to the cooler. Put it in the garage. They meet in the kitchen. They talk about maybe having a second date. And then the cameraman, she was like saying, well, maybe we can go back out tomorrow. And he was like, no, I don't think so. She was like, really? He was like, no. She's like, you such a joker. And she gives him a hug. So he was kidding, of course. Then the cameraman did something really, really shady. Now, I don't know, but whatever cute little red shoes she had, y'all, she had them shoes on all day. At the game, bouncing up and down, walking up the bleachers, jumping up and down, walking. Them same shoes she had put on her marble kitchen counter. Yes. All the germs from outside are on her marble kitchen counter. Okay, I want to say so much, but I'm not. Then he says, "You scared of me?" She's like, "Why you say that? I'm not scared of you. You don't scare me." I think that he's afraid of her. I've had that before. I met my current boyfriend, I had a guy that I was kicking it with, one of those Omegas, the same fraternity that Nate is in, and he told me that I scared him. And I think that when a man is feeling a certain way about somebody, they do feel afraid of moving forward. So I think that's why he said what he said. And so, and you know, it was pretty good. I mean, it was a good episode. They talked about how back in the day, how they had the single one ads in the newspaper back in the day. I remember that. Again, I'm 53, so you would have, like, black female looking for blah blah blah, black single white female look. They had the singles ads in the newspapers back in the day, and a lot of the kids were like, "What? They used to have that?" Yes, baby, they used to have it. And then they talked about their first kiss. Hers was in the 8th grade. She said he just slobbered all over her face. I was like, yes, of course, Pam, he would. Suzanne had her first kiss in the 10th grade, and she said she remembers him, the guy, eating grape bubble gum. Lori, she was 18. Anise, she was in the 8th grade. It was awful for her. And Nate, he was in the 7th or 8th grade. And he didn't say, I don't remember him saying how it was. My first kiss was in the 6th grade at my first boyfriend's party. He was had his birthday party, and I remember we was slow dancing. There was a red light in the basement, one of the red light basement moments, and we were slow dancing, and we kissed to oh, let's get nothing like Marvin Gaye. Ooh, baby, what's a sexual healing? That was my first kiss. I was in the 6th grade when I had my first kiss. It was wet. It was very, very wet. But, that was my first kiss. I don't know. But now, I'm a pro, baby. Anyway, it was a good episode. I really did like it. It was a lot shorter than the rest of them. So that's why probably my video might be a little shorter than it normally is. So thank you so much for coming by. I'm glad you guys are loving my reviews, because I can really relate to this. I mean, there were times that I had to go out on a date. I mean, I went on a dating app and not found my current friend, but I've dated. I have dated, and it's tough out there. I talked to my daughter who's here for the holidays, and she's like, man, it's tough, mama. And she's almost 30, and she's very successful. So, I'm trying to give her some pointers on how to handle things. But I'm saying, honey, it's even tougher for the 50s and 60s and 70-year-olds. So dating, if people just be honest about what they want, how they want it, if they want it in the beginning, instead of having that person invest so much in the relationship, then I think things will be better. But everybody has been so, influenced by the influencers online and social media, and we get filtered down, and we got these bodies and stuff. And so many people are so shallow with what they want. They don't even know what they really want. That's why these people up here still don't know what they want. They're in their 60s or 50s. They know what they want when it comes to careers and stuff, but when it comes to their heart, which is with us more than anybody else, they don't want that. They don't know what they want when it comes to their heart. They think they do, sometimes. But then when they find it, they get hurt. They don't want to put themselves out there again. And you have to get on that horse, y'all, and ride it. You have to. You got to. If you want to be in love, and you got to change. I'm going to say that. There has to be areas of you that has to change in order for you to find that perfect piece for your puzzle. Okay? Well, thank you so much for coming by. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel while you're here. And I'll be back. We're going through it. I'm going to complete this series, y'all. I'm definitely going to do it. I might do it again today. You might see the scarf again. Who knows? But today is dropping for Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to all of y'all. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. However way you celebrate it. Happy holidays. May God continue to bless you. Enjoy time with your family, friends, and loved ones. Please be safe out there. And I will be back in the next video. Bye.